Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you guys are from. My goodness. Hey, where you been? Yeah, you know, the suffering was an awful lot, man. Anyways, good to see you. I hope you've been doing good. Man, I just ran into. Well, that's really weird, man, because mine ain't working. I can't believe this. Oh, I got the wrong one, dummy. uh, yeah, I bet. I bet. Man, I just ran into um, a video a little earlier. Let me get this going first. Yeah, not much going on. Just kind of gloomy. You know. Hmm. They're not giving me what the hell's going on here? Hmm. Yeah, I hope you're getting some relaxed time. Yeah, been missed. Oh, no kidding. Well, you know what's right for you. I don't. Um, someone working that much as you are 40 years ago would probably been, a highfalutin big shot. Um, when put some seeds in, so fucking cold. We've got some seeds in the ground. Burning a lot more coal than I should. It's already May. A couple days in the 70s be nice. We'll see. Oh, you think so? Well, maybe. um, why this machine is getting goofy. Well, maybe he'll run the place one day. You know, maybe. You might wake up one day and they dumped all the pedophiles off in the river, and now you're in charge. Who knows? Lady barking. I'll be right back. Good girl. Come on. I heard you. We got a bag of chicken shit. So I'm done chasing cow shit. Lady. What else? Not much else. Trying to secure the coal for next year. I guess we're going to be with this stove because there ain't nothing on Facebook anymore. So I guess I blew it. So maybe go talk to Amish, but we're going to be in serious trouble here in another couple of weeks, I think, especially for hauling freight. Where the frig did that video go? Huh. That'll be cool. I can't believe this. You heard about the Hanta? Man, oh man, I can't believe this. All right, let's go try it this way. Yeah, Hanta on the way. Santa, I'm going to call it. Because it'll just be a matter of time when you use that on this platform, the Jews will take you down. What was it? Oh, come on, man. Found no way around. I started watching this, so left wing, right wing, who gives a shit? Both sides are corrupt, but this is pretty bad. Going back to the what is
allowing Black Americans to have representation at all?
Well, I served with a lot of black folks in my time, and there ain't no goddamn prejudice against me. You're gonna stop fucking with these people again.
Everything you believe about pressure washing.
Yeah.
There's this engineering
breakthrough
that just hit the consumer market. It's basically the most important. Allowing Black Americans to have representation.
at all, systematically gutting these congressional districts one by one. What you just saw there, where it was video of the Tennessee legislature as they now passed a new map, gerrymandering the state after the Supreme Court ruling in Louisiana versus Calais, where they have gotten rid of all remaining congressional districts that had a black majority. So now in Tennessee, it's just going to be exclusively MAGA Republican. More on that in a moment. We learned this morning about this 4-3 ruling from the right-wing Virginia Supreme Court, where they overturned the redistricting referendum that was approved by voters last month that could have netted the Democrats 5 additional House seats. So to be clear, the MAGA Republicans in MAGA Republican states are just pushing through unlawfully these gerrymandered maps without bringing referendums to the people. Virginia actually had the people of Virginia vote on it, and then the right-wing Supreme Court in Virginia said, nope, we're not going to allow you to do it. Only the MAGA states can do it. I have more video I want to show you in a moment. The Supreme Court in Virginia ruled that the General Assembly violated the Virginia Constitution in advancing the amendment and putting it forward as this referendum for the people to vote on. And so the Supreme Court said, nope, we are going to nullify that. I'll show you that decision in just a moment. I want to bring us back, though, to Tennessee. And here in Tennessee, you have more of these MAGA Republican members, state representatives, and senators getting booed as they arrive to eliminate the black congressional representation there. Here, play this clip. Just go through some of the data, folks. So Tennessee is now going to become a 9-0 MAGA Republican state. They got rid of their one black majority congressional district. Florida is going to be doing the same, targeting minority voters there. Alabama is going to be doing the same, and they're going to try to remove the congressional districts that have black congressional majorities. There's 2 of them there. They're going to go to a 7-0 map, eliminate all Democratic congressional districts. Louisiana doing the same. The case was Calais versus Louisiana. They're going to get rid of any black representation. It's a systematic gutting of this, what was needed in the Voters' Rights Act, and it's patently racist. I want to show you what MAGA Republicans are doing. I want to bring you into how they're justifying these maps, because what the Supreme Court said in its ruling, Calais versus Louisiana, is as long as you MAGA Republican states don't say you're doing it for racist reasons, and you just have to say you don't know anything about race at all and deny the racial aspect of what you're doing, the racist aspect, then you're good. We'll allow you to put forward your racist maps. Just don't say race at all. So what they do, for example, in Tennessee, is you'll have this MAGA Republican lawmaker, Senator John Stevens. This is the perfect example. He'll be asked questions. So you do realize Memphis has a majority black population? Like, no, I don't know that. You don't know that Memphis has a majority of black people? Like, do you know the racial Nope, I don't see race. I just see humans. I'm not aware that there's a black person or a white person. And so we're not removing the black vote. We're just removing the vote of people who happen to be black voters. But I don't even know that these are black people. That's literally... You're like, Ben, you're exaggerating. Here, let's play this clip and I'll show you what they said.
Are you aware that Memphis is predominantly African American?
I'm not.
We all knew this day would come. Trump signed an executive order to restrict.
But this is getting bigger and bigger pile of shit, ain't it?
Over who can
left wing against right wing.
Court to stop him.
They're both the same. They all got us here, sweetheart.
So to my sponsor, who went to law school at the University of Memphis and lived there for 3 years, you're telling me you're not aware that Memphis is predominantly African American. Am I correct?
Senator Lamar, he's answered that.
Is the sponsor aware that Shelby County is predominantly African American?
I'm not aware.
Are you aware that Tennessee's 9th congressional district is the only majority African American congressional district in the state?
No, I have no knowledge of that.
Meanwhile, in Tennessee, you had these MAGA Republican lawmakers who gutted the ability of black people in Tennessee to have as they suppressed the black vote in Tennessee to elect people that the black communities want. You had these MAGA Republicans, I kid you not, running around the legislative chamber in Trump capes. They were wearing MAGA capes and they're running around in MAGA capes. Here, play this clip. I'll bring you to the committee sessions as well, where you have that guy, John Stevens, who's putting forward the maps. He's cross-examined by a Democratic lawmaker and saying, so you claim you know nothing about these maps? You don't know anything about the demographics? Here, play this clip.
Memphis is predominantly African American, correct?
I think you know the answer to that.
Yes or no?
I think you know the answer.
Is Shelby County predominantly African American?
You know the answer.
Tennessee's 9th congressional district is the only black congressional district in the state. Are you aware?
I don't. I'm not aware.
The Memphis proper area, the 9th congressional district, with this new proposal, how many districts will it be divided into?
There are 9 congressional districts on the map. The map speaks for itself. It's sitting right there in front of you.
For the people who don't have access to the map, could you answer the question?
The map is on our website. It's available.
Point of order. When a question is asked, surely members of the Senate will answer a question instead of pointing someone to look at something on a map. How many districts will be in Shelby County? Surely that's an answer that can be given.
So voters Voters who are previously in a single majority black district would now be split into several districts, correct?
I don't know.
So how are you proposing a map and you don't know anything about it?
I know how the map is divided, but I don't know the racial makeup of the map.
But you understand that Memphis is predominantly African American. They're going to be split up.
I honestly do not know that answer to that. I do not know.
Who specifically drew these district lines then?
Senator Johnson and I are the sponsors of the maps.
You drew the map, but you can't tell me how many districts Memphis is going to be split into.
I don't know where the city boundaries of Memphis are. Shelby County on the map is clearly divided 3 ways.
Was the public given an opportunity to review or provide input before these lines were finalized or proposed?
These are the maps are between Senator Johnson and I. We drew the maps. We had interaction with the House of Representatives as well.
So you're establishing that before these maps were drawn, you all took no effort into hearing from the public.
The public is getting their opportunity at this moment.
Why are we redistricting now? Why are we doing this after regular session has already concluded?
There's an election this fall of who's going to control the House of Representatives. We want Republicans to maintain control of the House of Representatives.
I'll show you the moment that Tennessee voted to remove all black congressional seats there, and I'll show you how the people were just booing, and the people of Tennessee so livid at this utter fascism. Here, play this clip.
Did you know that when you eat most meat sticks on the market today, you could be getting hydrogenated oils, even if it's not obvious on the label? Many meat sticks are preserved.
I'll show you State Representative Justin Pearson. He got arrested. You have the Tennessee police now arresting black lawmakers and like grabbing black lawmakers. And Pearson's like, "Get off of me! What are you doing?" Like, you literally have the scenes that we saw, post civil rights movement or leading up to the civil rights movement. Play this clip.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You stupid mother.
Yep. So the Tennessee black lawmakers were then arrested for trying to attend a meeting about the MAGA Republican white lawmakers eliminating the black vote. Right there. That's what's going on in Tennessee right now. At least 2 black lawmakers arrested for their opposition against the white state legislators eliminating black representation in the Tennessee legislature. Then we saw over here, take a look right here, is what was going down as Democrats were burning the Confederate flag. And you'll see what goes down over here. Play this clip.
To address the pain, the suffering, and the struggling of everyday Tennesseans. This is about attacking, targeting, and cracking District 9 into pieces for more political and racial dominance and white supremacy in the state of Tennessee. And we need to realize that the Cali decision that you all are basing your decisions off of, the Voting Rights Act, that Voting Rights Act was paid in blood. It was not just a parchment, a paper signed into law. It was paid in blood on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. Paid in blood by Medgar Evers, paid in blood by Fannie Lou Hamer. It's been paid in blood year over year, time after time, assassination after assassination, lynching after lynching. So that more people might be able to ascertain access to this constitutional democratic republic experiment that is currently being gutted and seeking to be gutted by this chamber, by this House, this Senate, and this state. What is happening here is immoral and wrong. I was reading my Bible early this morning, asking God why this is happening. Why, again, does it seem...
Okay. You're going off the deep end there, Chief.
Of Virginia submitted to Virginia voters a proposed constitutional amendment that authorizes partisan gerrymandering of congressional districts in the Commonwealth. We hold that the legislative process employed to advance this proposal violated Article 12, Section 1 of the Constitution of Virginia. The Constitution violation incurably taints the resulting referendum vote and nullifies its legal efficacy. And that, folks, is how fascism goes down. We alerted to this
right.
because, what you have Donald Trump making...
I agree with him on the fascism. Anyways, let's move on.
Everything is so expensive. Now Susan Collins voted to support Trump's war in Iran, driving up gas prices. Now it's costing me an extra $30 every time I fill the tank on this truck. Tell Susan Collins, stop supporting Trump's wars. Everything is so expensive. Now Susan Collins voted to support Trump's war in Iran, driving up gas prices. Now it's costing me an extra $30 every time I fill the tank on this truck. Tell Susan Collins, stop supporting Trump's wars.
Imagine being able to build anything.
Whoa, what's
just by
going
thinking
on
about
here,
it.
Jack?
Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
Hi, my name.
Man, this machine working shitty tonight. Try it again.
My name's Harry, and welcome to Mine Operator. In this episode, we're going to be running some concentrates in our system to try to liberate gold. I have
Bill, Justin,
and
Mr. Hollywood.
So we're going to go ahead and do a little test here to see if the concentrates are going to do what we think they're going to do in the hammer mill. And if it works out, then we have a whole bunch of cons to run. All right, Mr. Hollywood.
Damn.
Nice and quiet. So we're doing our test here. We're throwing the cons on the conveyor belt to see how it runs on the table. So there we go. It's sitting back here. This is from the mill from the last run. That'll clear out, and his stuff will push it out of the way. We'll check in once we get it on the table.
Nice.
The gold is starting to show up after the first bucket. And the gold's all running right along the water bar here. Right where it should. This is looking really good. All right, this is after 3 buckets, cons. And we have a defined line. And there's a little tiny golds along the way. And there's definitely sulfides in this. I've got magnetite, and I've got some, looks like maybe magnetite, hematite, and then there's a lot of sulfides mixed in with this darker stuff. So I'm catching it all in the number 3 right now. Okay, this is only approved for children, not adults. That's why I'm on it. That's why I'm here.
Over the course of 20 years, I had him stacked up in his garage. Well, he ended up going to assisted living, and I had a garage full of these.
You know what you're doing? Yeah, of course. Looks complicated. Okay, we're getting set up, ready to start running material. Do you have ears? All right, so this is our feed rate. We'll see how this goes. Okay, it's working. All right, we're about 20 minutes into the run, and we've got all gold right here. Chad, can you do me a favor? Can you just go over and turn off the table for about 4 seconds and then turn it back on? We'll try to get a shot of this. Go ahead. Look at all that gold starting to run on the edge. Go ahead and kick it off. Nice. All right, we've been running for a while, and we've been trying to figure out the slurry ratio. If we had too much of the concentrate into the hammer mill with not enough water, it was starting to back up in the hammer mill. And then if we added a little water, it would kind of balance out. And so I got that maxed out, and then I went over to the beet hopper and turned it up just a little bit, ended up overfeeding the mill. So there's a fine balance running cons in a hammer mill. I was just telling one of the guys, the nice thing about the hammer mill running something like this, you take something that's a dry material, you put it through the hammer mill, and you can get it into a slurry wet before it hits the table. So you're not spooning dry material right onto the table and potentially losing any floating gold. So this is actually working pretty well. I'd like to run faster, but this material is so heavy, it takes a while to work through the system. So I'll show you where we're at. So this is about the right speed for everything. I have this knife gate cracked open just perfect. And we've got a mountain of cons to run. So we probably only run about a tenth of this stuff. But yeah, you just got to go slow. This isn't going to be some 2-hour thing. It's going to take a while. All right, so the gold is starting to concentrate. Now that we've been running for a while, the gold builds up and then just kind of pops right out here, and it works its way down. There are all these little specks all over the place. That's all gold. So this is a really, really good concentrate, placer concentrate. So we're just running ourselves right down into the number one.
What does Graham Plattner think of rural Mainers? He calls them stupid and racist. And Plattner calls some Maine
Put him in
lobstermen
office. Let's see what he'll do.
pieces of That's the real Graham Plattner. Pine Tree Results Pack is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Listen up, because this is the massive opportunity you have been waiting for to grab a real bargain. We are talking about military-grade external hard drives with a massive...
This is the top secret part right here. It makes it all happen.
So we're just looking in the number ones here at all the heavies that are starting to build up before they fall into the cup. And there's a lot of metals in there. Just hit it real quick. All right, go ahead. So these are the number threes that we're getting. It's a lot, but that's because it's a concentrate. Slow and steady.
How long will it take the water bottle to get that water?
I don't know, Ron. How long?
Another minute or so. It doesn't fall over.
It's not heavy enough. Oh, I fell.
Let's see. Wow, this is incredibly slow. We got top secret stuff here in these buckets. Check it out. I'm going to double these up because we're going to store them and wait for the assays to see if it's worth processing them any further. Alrighty, that's all I got for now.
Number three. Like a rack? How do you mean? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Lots of number threes. So we're catching it all.
Need a spatula to get it all out.
You want a spatula?
Like cookie dough.
Don't eat that. Don't lick the walls. Update. You're still doing the same thing. Ultra fine goldies. Some lead, but mostly gold. Right there. Your 2 big pieces running, and they're running fast.
Dewatering.
Sand screw. We got to put a cage over it.
What are you doing here? Are you looking for flies? Yep, come on. Come on. I know, you're more free to me, huh? What are you doing? Yeah, you're adventurous, little Lizzie. I don't know if I mentioned this, but these gentlemen said they ran all of these concentrates through the gold cube. And the gold cube did a very excellent job of recovering all the gold that they had sent to their refiner.
That's what I was
There's a
thinking.
lot of small fine pieces, and this is like the percentage
The table,
that always gets through sluices and cubes and stuff like that.
know.
So I'm very
Whatever.
impressed with the table catching this stuff. A lot of ultra fine gold, a lot of small stuff. But yeah, this is pretty successful. There's almost a line of gold on the table, but it's just coming in little specks. But I'm curious to see what these guys get at the refiner. But so far, this has definitely been worth their effort and our effort. Yeah. We don't like bearings. Get over there. Oh, I'm filming you right now. Oh, you're posing. Yeah, that's not a picture. I'm filming.
That's part of my day.
There's like pieces of jewelry, and I don't even know what any of this stuff is. That's crazy. Just melt it all down. Melt it all down. That's wild. If you have plasticons you want to get rid of, I'll take them.
So this is a bad pump, and this is a good pump. You know how you can tell? This one has a nicer paint job.
We have the new pump installed, so you're not going to get the water to flow through it. There we go. Water's coming out. It's primed. So now we can start running again. Here we go. Sounds better already. Let's go see what the water flow looks like inside. This is not the ideal way to do this, but what happens is I'll run about half a bucket and have to stop for the plant to get through the screen before I keep going, so I can't just constantly feed this mill. So I'll just do a little batches, and then I'll go over and get all the concentrates and swap out the ones and twos. There's a lot of bird shot in this. Like, I've never seen this with bird shot.
Yeah, it's like somebody just poured pounds of it in there.
Yeah, there's definitely pounds of lead in this.
Well, at 87 cents a pound, it'll get something anyway. Looks like fun. It's like Tom Sawyer's fence.
Yeah, I think we did about 2,500 pounds by week today when everything's said and done.
Wow.
Is that the last bucket?
We have 5 more.
Oh, my. The fun's over.
All right, we are down to the last buckets, Ron.
Yay.
Are you sad that we're going to be out of buckets to run?
No.
No. There's a lot of lead in here.
You can't see it like this, but
No.
it's there.
Well, wherever it was concentrated, they did a good job concentrating.
Yeah.
That's all heavy.
I'm excited to run those crucibles.
Yeah, bonus material. After we run this, we have a couple crucibles, a whole bucket full of crucibles we're going to run that's got gold and silver and stuff. So, yeah, we're going to run that next. That's all lead shot. Bird shot. This must be some kind of a record, but the amount of bird shot on the table, it's just, it's 3 ripples full, so competing for the space of the gold. Working your way into that one and then on out. Yeah, that's just wild. Not even need ball mill. Yeah, if you ball milled this, it'd be even worse. It'd be flat. That's just wild. Bird shot hell.
Got all kinds of bird shot on here. Crazy. It looks like the Cabazon dinosaur. I'm having too much fun with this.
Brass tacks.
That's my official guess.
That's where the saying probably comes from. Brass tacks.
Yeah, that's my official.
Sounds good. It sounds like.
I wish it was gold jewelry, but I don't think it is.
We thought it was at first.
Yeah.
Maybe someone.
I think gold would have mashed up.
Yeah. Oh, you touched it. That's the goal. I was waiting for someone to do that.
Wasn't that ever fun?
Hold up on top of there all day.
Grabbing eyes and nuggets.
That dust has been there since the first day that light went in. Never been clean.
It's been clean now in my head.
Yeah, in your face.
Yeah. I inhaled a lot so you wouldn't have to breathe it.
Thank you, Ron. Yeah, that's lead.
Lots of lead.
Hey,
Brass tacks.
I think there was more gold
good
in
afternoon.
the fines than the course.
Yeah, I have to agree. I didn't see it.
How's your day treating you?
I can't believe you made us run all 13 buckets.
Oh, lady thought I was talking to her. Oh, you big princess. Go eat.
Okay, we have finished. It's been a long day. Look at how many buckets we have. These are all the number 3s of the cons. So this is the concentrates that we're left with. That was somewhere north of 2,000 pounds.
Jeez.
So we're left with half a bucket plus another, I'd say a fifth of the number
Busy.
2s. And then just probably about one full 1.5 quart or 2.5 quart. So I didn't fill them up all the way. But yeah, this is all the concentrates. We started off with the fine stuff, ended up with some pretty decent cons with a lot of showing of gold. But then once we started running the coarse stuff, we started getting all this bizarre metals and tramp and stuff. So I'm curious to see
Well,
what you get
go
from the
eat.
refiner. So these are your cons.
You can go
Hope
eat.
you're happy with the results from turning
Well, good to
many,
see
many
you.
buckets into you're taking home essentially one bucket if you put it all in one spot. So
Definitely pleased.
yeah. We did our cleanup. The table has been washed and scrubbed down. We cleaned out the little bin in here. There's some colloidal magnetite that went through, and so now the system's been cleaned. That's it for part 3 for Crush It and Find Out, running placer concentrates and classified oversized placer concentrates on the Mount Baker Mining and Metals hammer mill and the 1 ton an hour shaker table. So we're
tired.
Yes, we're tired. Chet had to leave, and
Hollywood had to
Mr.
leave.
Hollywood had to leave. So now we're down with Ron, Rooster, and good Roger.
Yeah.
Good
I
Roger.
hope Bad Roger sees this.
Yeah. And so Mrs. Harry has been patiently waiting, and I told her this was going to take a half day. Well, it is not been a half day. So
It is now 6:45 p.m.
yeah, it's been over 12 hours. So I'm going to go talk to Mrs. Harry, and then we're going to run some
12 hours is a half a day on a 24-hour clock.
No comment. All right.
So we're doing something we've never done before. We have these crucibles that were used for jewelry making, and we can see little beads of gold in there. So Rooster is smashing them small enough in order to get it to fit in the crusher. That one will go.
All that
Small enough. It's full of it.
Any more chickens?
I think that's already small enough. Nice. Oh yeah, you can see the gold in it. Over here.
Bits. It's very shiny still.
See the whole thing. Hopefully we can liberate it in the mill.
Right. That's all through there.
Right. The crucibles are ready for crushing.
Oh, well, maybe get some tonight.
Crushable crucibles.
It takes 2 minutes to start up.
Right there, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. The little rounds of the beating are flat around hot.
So, graphite crucible. Here's his refractory material here. His refractory?
Here's leftover lead shot. Second something maybe.
Coming high. Here's a piece of gold. it looks like. So when you hit over the whole
You
table,
doing,
like that.
princess?
Every run is a different pattern on the table. You can see that big old nugget right there. I smashed it up.
Alright, like in Japan. Yeah. Stuff I never got camera can't see. The GoPros can't see that well. Never been.
I think that girl's making eyes with you. Hey, just a couple more hours, okay?
Just one more hour, honey, I swear. Believe me, I want to be done right now.
I wanted to be done hours ago.
I wanted to be done at noon. I was like, yeah, we're going to leave at like 1 o'clock. You guys here to bring me, some bombs.
Yeah, I told them a couple
Where you
hours.
gonna put plans for dinner?
And then we'll run your other stuff.
What time is it?
Here's Bad Roger.
So it's 5 o'clock there. Oh, they're not gonna smell that? Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, yeah. You holding on to your seat. Story time, your favorite. Hold
At
on.
1457 in France.
You going way back. Nice. Sounds good. Oh, go easy now. Don't be blowing lunch.
5-year-old Jean Martin was found dead and partially eaten by a pig. The sow's 6 piglets were also discovered to be covered in blood and, as such, were placed alongside their mother on trial for murder. Animal trials occurred across Europe from the 13th to the 18th century, as hundreds of surviving accounts attest.
Say what?
Mostly from France. It's unknown if this is because the French were particularly litigious when it came to their non-human neighbours, or they were just more meticulous in keeping records than everyone else. And even though there are more than enough records to tell us legal trials of animals did really occur, there's not a huge amount of information detailing how they fit into the legal framework at the time. Were animal trials impromptu events held on the discretion of local authorities, or was this a well-established practice? Did they occur all over the place, or only in places where people who thought it was a good idea had power? In the places they did occur, was it commonplace or an unusual event? It's really unknown, but in the cases we know about, the proceedings seem to have been treated seriously enough to suggest there was an accepted precedent, and animals could expect the same treatment a human might receive from the legal system. The murderous mother pig was found guilty of killing Jean Martin and sentenced to be hanged by the hind feet to a gallows tree, which assumedly preceded a particularly humiliating time to be executed. However, the defence for the 6 piglets argued that there had been no direct proof of the piglets engaging in the eating of the child, and their presence at the scene of the crime was attributable to their young age, incapable of straying from the bad influence of their mother. The pigs were restored to their owner, but in a following procedure 3 weeks later, it was put to him that he would be fined should any further evidence incriminate the piglets in the crime, or should they engage in any crimes in the future. The owner would not speak to the good character of the piglets and denied responsibility for them, seemingly himself suspicious of their moral uprightness. Ownership of them was therefore passed to a local noble lady. There are quite a number of records of pigs engaging in infanticide and being sentenced to execution for their efforts.
1394, a pig was hanged in France after being convicted of sacrilegiously eating a consecrated wafer intended for Holy Communion. Usually, crimes committed by pigs, cows, dogs, etc. were tried in secular courts because these were domesticated animals understood
Holy
to be
shit.
under the
And you
control
thought
of
we
man.
were got it
But
bad
some
now?
crimes, and some criminals especially, were considered matters for a higher power and were handled by ecclesiastical courts. In 1474, Switzerland, a rooster was sentenced to be burned at the stake for the heinous and unnatural crime of laying an egg. It's thought this may have just been a chicken that developed male plumage, as can happen with rare medical conditions in poultry, but to the court, a rooster laying an egg was a sign of witchcraft, the work of Satan.
Holy
the rooster was
shit.
burned alongside his egg. But many cases heard in church courts centered around beasts that could not easily be brought to heel by man. Pests, vermin, and creepy crawlies, bringing plague and destroying crops, couldn't be meaningfully punished by any judge, except for the judge. Sentences in these trials often involved church rituals, exorcisms, and incantations. A guilty party may have first found itself receiving mercy in the form of exile or banishment, which bizarrely was a fairly common punishment in animal trials. But if a pest refused to honor its exile, it could expect the full wrath of God. Jesus did once curse a fruitless fig tree, so perhaps that's fair enough. French jurist Barthélemy de Chazanuz made a name for himself in one such case against rats. In the early 1500s, the French province Autun had its barley crop ravaged by rats, who were then formally presented with a summons from the magistracy, citing the defendants to appear on a certain date and appointing de Chazanuz to defend them. De Chazanuz formally objected to this action, pointing out that as the many defendants were spread across numerous villages all over the province, a single summons was legally insufficient to properly notify the rats. This appeal was successful, and a second citation was displayed in every parish affected. The authorities also made sure to give the rats ample time to learn of their summons and get their affairs in order for the journey to court. On the day of the trial, the rats surprisingly did not show up. The craven actions of the guilty. I knew it. Hang those bastards now. In a long speech to the court, de Chazanuz attempted to explain the defendant's absence by pointing out the arduous length and perilous difficulty of the journey for the tiny suspects, during which they would be vulnerable to all manner of predator, not least of all the pet cats that roamed the villages of the region freely. In short, his clients feared for their lives. If a defendant is cited to appear at a place which he cannot safely come, he has the right to argue the citation. Since the court could not guarantee the rat's safety, it could not compel them to appear, whereupon the case could not proceed and was abandoned.
Oh my
Once
goodness.
again, information surrounding animal trials is limited, so it's not really known what level of philosophical opposition to subjecting animals to legal proceedings they could not understand existed at the time. Obviously, somewhere along the line, this opposition increased dramatically, and today most people see no rationale in animal trials, explaining their disappearance from society. I have another video about Mary the elephant, who was executed for murder as recently as 1916, but this was done largely for spectacle and was not a genuine legal trial. Animals deemed incompatible with society are largely just killed nowadays. In a strange way, I guess you could argue that means we've gone backwards from a time when they got a fair trial and legal representation. Probably best not to think too hard about that. Watch more of my videos and subscribe to see more in the future. You can join the channel membership to support me monetarily and gain some perks.
Old Rowdy would have been hanged by the neck.
Stay safe. In the places they did
Attempted
occur, was
murder.
a place or an unusual event. Fucked up at the end there. The murderous mother pig was found guilty of killing Johann Martin and sentenced to be hanged. There are quite a number of records of pigs engaging in infanticide and being sentenced to ECMA. In 1394, a pig was hanged in France after being convicted of sacrilegiously eating a consecrated wafer intended for holy.
Oh man, I ain't had to eat one of them in a long, long time. I got let me get this going. Hold on. I got something to show you.
We built a $49 garden hose nozzle that makes every pressure washer on the market completely unnecessary. Every pressure washer.
Right under this water is an old work site from the build.
All righty. Thank you for the videos you sent me. Come on, man. Sure. All right. Bear with me. Well, that goes for you too, lady. Ta-da! I just picked it out of my garden. LOL. So they're ripe and they're coming. So they'll be up here soon. I like to see what's going to happen this year for our melons. Transportation cost is hideous. Let's keep fighting that war. They did something today. I don't know. It sounds like Iran hit a couple of our ships. Let's go get some outdoor excitement. Although the weather don't look too good.
Building of Glen Canyon Dam. You can't see it today. It's still hidden below Lake Powell. But that's what makes this place so interesting. The lake is low enough to expose old shorelines, old roads, and parts of Glen Canyon that were underwater for decades. But it's still high enough to hide major places of the dam's building story. So today, I'm at Wallace-Fukitall and State Line to show you what the lake looks like right now, but still hidden under the water, and why these levels matter for the entire Colorado River system. Welcome back, everybody. We're at the Wallace-Fukitall Boat Rentals, and it's gone way down since the last time I was out here, so let's get started. Yeah, Wallace-Fukitall Boat Rentals. Last time I was here, it was right there in the frame, but it has gone down. You can see it has a little private island there for the kayakers to go on. Then further down, we have Bummer Island over there, right in the distance, looking good on this windy day. So the main mission today is to see the relics of Glen Canyon Dam and the aggregate plant that's further down over there. So we're going to look for it and find it. We're going to get a photo rematch spot. But first, let's talk about this over here. See Lone Rock in the background, and that pile of aggregate right there, that's actually from the construction of Glen Canyon Dam. They had the aggregate plant that was in Wallace Bay in the past. Now there, they screened rock for the dam. They had to screen aggregate specifically for the construction of concrete. Aggregate is a key component in concrete. A little windy. Let's see if we can do it before and after right now.
Wow.
Most people come to Wallace-Fukitall and see a lake. They see boats, ramps, marinas, and open water. But before Lake Powell filled, this was not just a canyon. This area had roads, work zones, equipment, and construction sites tied to Glen Canyon Dam. One of those sites was an aggregate plant. Aggregate is rock, sand, and gravel. That might sound simple, but it was a huge part in building the dam. Concrete needed aggregate, and Glen Canyon Dam used a massive amount of concrete. So somewhere below this water is a piece of the construction story that most people will never see. Okay, let's stop lollygagging. We have a little bit of sunlight left. We need to go find that rematch spot, so let's go. That's why this lake is more than just a reservoir. It's a time capsule. Where the water drops, pieces of the past start showing up again. But not everything has come back. And that raises the big question. What is Lake Powell still hiding? Well, it looks the same as the last time I left it. State Line's main launch ramp, all the way up. Drop off on the cliff. Let's go see. So I don't know if they could do anything for State Line, because this is where it goes into deeper water into Wallace Bay, right where the houseboats are parked. Just straight drop off. Yeah, not much the Park Service can do. I think this is the very last priority on Park Service's list right now. But we'll check out Wallace here shortly and see if they've done anything there. Hey, we need to find that photo rematch spot. I'll put a photo up on the screen here. I got to go see if we can match it. Let's go. Small dock lines, buoy lines. There's the houseboats there. State Line launch ramps right there. Let's see if we can get to the edge of this cliff. That's as far as we can go, it looks like.
There you go. Wow. Look at that. The size of that boat.
Here's where the lake sits right now. Lake Powell is 174 feet below full pool. By storage, the lake is only about 21% full. That number is critical. The storage tells you how much water is actually in the reservoir.
Beautiful sky.
And right now, Lake Powell is sitting very close to one of the most watched levels on the Colorado River, and that level is 3,525 feet above sea level. The Bureau of Reclamation watches that level because it gives Lake Powell about a 35-foot buffer above minimum power pull at Glen Canyon Dam. Minimum power pull is around 3,490 feet above sea level. That is the level where power production becomes a major concern. Oh man, that's so cool. That's so interesting. Not a lot of people know there was an aggregate plant down there, which is cool to think about. There's multiple of them for the dam. There's a lot. They needed a lot of aggregate. You can see here the remnants of the rock. This is pretty much what they wanted from Wallace Creek, is this kind of aggregate, which is just big river rocks and pebbles. Well, big pebbles.
This May, Renewal by Anderson wants to give you a huge win. You can have our award-winning window
right over here. That is so cool. Okay. All right, folks, we're racing the sun. Let's go to the swim beach and see if we can make it to Wallace. Let's go. This is also why Flaming Gorge is now a part of the story. Flaming Gorge is an upstream reservoir in Utah
Well,
and
that's
Wyoming.
a place you want to
Water released
visit.
from Flaming Gorge flows down the Green River. Then the Green River joins the Colorado River near Canyonlands. From there, that water eventually moves towards Lake Powell. In April of 2026, the Bureau of Reclamation began a drought response release from Flaming Gorge. The goal is to help protect Lake Powell near these critical elevations. But this is not new water. This is stored water being moved from one reservoir to another. It's like shifting money from one savings account to the other. It can help Lake Powell in the short term, but it also lowers Flaming Gorge. Reclamation says these actions are expected to lower Flaming Gorge by roughly 35 feet over the next year. This is the part people need to understand. This is not just about one lake going up or down. The Colorado River system is connected. If water is moved to help Lake Powell, that water has to come from somewhere. Kind of can see the breakwater over here. They kind of moved it just to keep Airmark's little Canyon Princess out of the way. Canyon Princess right there for the dinner cruises. Then the breakwater with another island. It looks like 3 islands coming out of the water here. Then down below, we got more stuff coming out. And that is Wakeless over there. Then that's actually the Wallace launch ramp right there, which we'll go check out shortly. But Wallace Bay is getting smaller and smaller. If we look across the bay, you can see the cut in its little channel that they dug out years ago. And the cut would go all the way over there towards Worm Creek. You can't really see the water over there. Then over in front of me, we have a tamarisk jungle. Tamarisk trees usually mean that's where the water used to be. And I remember seeing photos from the 1980s where it shows water all the way to the base of the restaurant over there. So at full pool days, where I'm standing is underwater. All tamarisk trees. So, when we stand here at Waweep, we're not just looking at water. We're looking at a place where
550.
several stories overlap. A hidden construction site, a reservoir near key levels, an upstream release from Flaming Gorge, and a downstream connection to Lake Mead. Motel up there, and this is Waweep's main ramp. Got some boaters out for a sunset cruise. Watch out for the rocks. We'll see if Park Service has modified the ramp at all. Yeah, it looks like they haven't touched Waweep yet. Looks like Bullfrog is the main priority, as you saw in my last video, which I'll put here. The poopy docks, then the government docks here, then the trail down, which kayakers still can bring their stuff. We got a nice little beach over here at the launch ramp. Launch ramp beach, baby. So the direction he's going over here is going to be towards the breakwater, which that is all wakeless right over there. After the marina, it becomes wakeless again in the main channel. So a lot of this area through Waweep, you just have to go wakeless the whole time. And in the summertime, it's going to be so congested. It's going to be crazy. Those hazards are definitely coming out of the water here. And there's probably more. Got some chain for the dock, just out of the water. There's the rainbow room up there. Everybody enjoying a nice dinner. Got some tourists on the cliff. Enjoying the sunset, huh? Let's see if we can find the original Lake Powell launch ramp before the sun goes down. Got a little bit of time. All right, baby, let's go. Pontiac Grand Am.
A Pontiac.
Well, here it is, right by the houseboats, the original Waweep launch ramp. Out of the water pretty decently. Surprised they're not launching anything from here. Sorry, the footage might be a little grainy. It's getting dark, but yeah, launch ramp goes back into there. This would be a good spot to launch, depending on lake levels. Get you right in there. But you can see the old blacktop. It's still blacktop from the early 60s and 70s. There's some old footage on YouTube. I don't know who owns the footage, but I'll show you guys right here. This is what it actually used to look like when someone was launching here.
Look at that old
back in the day.
Bonneville.
So it's pretty crazy
Look
to
at
see
the
that
boat.
old stuff.
Look at the boat, man. Them 50s boat were pretty
the
classic.
old blacktop there, right into Waweep, into the marina.
Wow.
Wow, that's cool to see that old launch ramp, man. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the historical walkthrough with the old aggregate plant. Not a lot of people have seen that photo or knew it was actually there. There's another one at Lone Rock, but the water's too high to show anything right now. When the lake drops, we might be able to do that. But I guess this is where I'll end it. I'll end it at the old launch ramp. So, like and subscribe, guys. Appreciate your support. Appreciate you hanging out till the very end. If you did, you're amazing.
Asphalt.
I'll see you guys next time. We'll go up lake soon, I promise. So, peace out.
From the 1960s. All right.
I'm the edema building up in your lower leg.
All righty.
Let me
Odemo.
show you what's actually happening beneath your skin right now. When your circulation slows down, fluid starts leaking from your blood vessels.
That ain't good. 665th. Thumbs up. Wonder how many people are not going to give him a thumbs up because it's 666. What do you figure, Leslie? Sister's doing her garden. She says probably won't make it. Right. You want to keep going? This guy's in northern Canada. That's an hour and a half. I don't think I'm going to last that long. LOL. Let me look around. We'll play that one in Canada tomorrow. Kind of really not looking forward to watch 40 below zero weather. I'm waiting for it to warm up like hell. Police officer and children have been killed in Gaza. Safest places in Arizona, put a 1 in chat. Well, we watch this.
Car fire? This is how they deal with it in Canada.
Oh.
Road rage is common enough already without the people in the sky getting involved as well. Holy.
That's unbelievable. Awesome.
This engine is still running.
In Antarctica, the runways are made of ice. But then I suppose we should have expected that.
Wonder if Laura made it up to Maine.
We need to stop the trafficking of fentanyl. We've had serious issues.
Susan Collins successfully fought to give law enforcement the critical tools they need to combat fentanyl traffickers.
Thank you, Senator Collins, for delivering when it matters most.
Get 30 protein sticks for just $36. That's only $1.20 each. Here are 3 reasons why you should try them. Number 1, high quality.
Oh boy. Carbon black. What's up with that?
What fighting the wildfires feel like when you're riding shotgun. How often do you get this close to 2 F-18s? There are no free peanuts or in-flight entertainment on this flight.
Oh, this ain't gonna be all military bullshit, is it?
Well, this was at an air show, so let's hope this was all meant to happen. Landing on an ice runway. It's not easy. Yes, he purposely came down to terrify everyone. Aerial firefighting, from the point of view of some of the people who need it most. This is kind of like when bus drivers pull up next to each other and wave. The vertical and phenomenal takeoff of the Airbus A380.
Damn.
I wonder what this lever does.
Oh boy.
I think we can all agree that this looks as fun as it does terrifying. The B-2 going full stealth. Spot the pilot who decided to have a few drinks before the display.
Good afternoon.
This is what some serious G-forces can do to you folks. Luckily, he wasn't the pilot.
Roll out. 300 powder feet. I got you, Betty. Betty, got you, my boss. Hey, Bill, you all right? 380.
Nothing takes off quite like a Harrier.
What'd your weather do the other day, rain? It's cloudy, overcast.
Thank God for the runway. Otherwise, we wouldn't know which way is up and which way is down.
That's a trip, going upside down in a helicopter. Not good.
It's not often you see an F-22 Raptor taking it slow. This is called formation hovering. Ballet dancers, eat your heart out. Do you think he hasn't realized and the other guy has flown by to tell him?
Hold the foot down.
Skydiving doesn't only take place from planes. Coming into land? Ha! Don't be ridiculous. doing things most of us would never expect a helicopter to do. It may be designed to drop bombs, but it sure provides a smooth landing.
You doing, lady? B-52. Man, that was one massive machine. We were hanging out underneath one, under the
This
wings.
is the Red Bull Air Race, and you lucky people have got a front row seat.
I got another one, driver 61. Nigel
Your ears
Mansell's
would certainly
kid.
be popping during a takeoff like this. An emergency landing becomes a general emergency for the other non-flying road users. Apparently, Red Bull does give you wings.
Wonder how they videotaping that.
Flying over a city at night can make you feel like you're flying right into a sci-fi movie.
Oh boy.
Giving those land-based firefighters a much-needed helping hand.
Them guys work like no one else.
A never-ending supply of water.
Commercial
But a
fishing is
firefighting
tough,
helicopter
but
can only carry so much.
them forest firefighters, man, they're crazy.
Here's a view you don't often see.
No, they're not
A second
spraying.
after this F-22 takes off, it's vertical. When you start to see the curve of the planet, yeah, you're pretty high. And now you too can feel what it's like to bomb someone.
Oh, yeah.
Bye, guys. See you tomorrow. This is the easiest way to stop snoring at home without buying a $2,000 device.
Shut the fuck.
Hey, stop using these things for snoring.
Oh, my. Lady can snore.
This may seem like a small detail, but how does that cockpit not even have one smudge on it? Impressive. Admit it. You're jealous that you can't spend your weekends doing
No,
this.
actually, I'm kind of not jealous about nothing. Let's get some other aircraft. I don't want to see this military shit. We've seen enough of that in real life. This thing cutting down trees. They use them up where you live?
If it keeps flying like this, then it should reach Mars in no time.
Damn.
A different kind of helicopter landing to the ones you might be used to.
Yui. Can't mistake the sound of the old Yui. Had a lot of good times in them.
When a plane engine backfires, everybody knows about it.
That was riding in one of them was pure torture, man. That really sucked.
An incredibly precise drop over the LA fires. Yes, you're not wrong. You're seeing pilots eject before a crash. The Air Force Thunderbirds, being as exciting and impressive as only they can. The RAF Red Arrows, sending us a message of love from the skies. This arrival is so dramatic, it deserves an Oscar.
Damn, that's spooky. So somebody a couple weeks ago, an old friend, called me up telling me about this. And I think that was a video he's seen. They had the chemtrails.
A tiny white shape against
when
a
they
perfectly
landed.
blue sky. Yes, you're clear to land and to be struck by lightning.
Oh boy.
A very little helipad.
Oh, really?
A raptor, soaring and screeching like its dinosaur namesake. It's like a bunch of flying paintbrushes, and the sky is their canvas. A morning takeoff from the middle of the ocean? Better than any cup of coffee. Air-to-air refueling never ceases.
Oh, come on.
He didn't slice the top off those trees. As fire season arrives, pilots with this skill set get very busy.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes, it's the return of the helicopter chainsaw, doing what it does best.
Well, since it's your shoe and I'm going to move on. Something you might enjoy. I already watched it. You know Nigel Mansell? This kid's got this really cool YouTube channel. Oh, no kidding. See, right now on my left leg, I got a creepy crawler going on, and I was outside, out back. Oh, man. I'm just trying to stay still and let it move around. See if I can find this son of a bitch. Way to go. I'm not a big fan of Ford, but I really enjoyed this. There it is. And I'm going to fast forward some of it. I want to see the racing. I don't want to hear you flapping your gums.
Welcome to Profile Bank.
Profile Bank. This is a new bank up here in Maine. Wow. Why in the fucking hell would you call your name Profile? Now, I'm just a dumb flatlander, man. But it don't make no sense to me.
Profile Bank. Your neighbor, your partner, your bank.
When buying for a hardware store, we like to surprise our regulars with something they don't expect. They love the noodle bowls.
I think it
teapots,
seems
soaps,
real
brushes.
strange, and I don't know what this lady's talking about.
Today at Donington Park, I'm throwing driver 61
Scott
head
Mansell.
first into the deep end. The Donington Historic Festival is one of the UK's premium classic racing events and one of the most competitive. It'll be straight in to my brutal V8 Mustang for the pre-66 touring car event, surrounded by drivers who've been racing these things for decades. And somehow, I still have my heart set on a podium in very reasonable team owner fashion. I'm Alex Brundle and he is Scott Mansell, and we're about to race a Mustang at Donington Park. Standing here just before qualifying. I'm going to be jumping in the car first, and then Scott's going to take over. He did a brilliant job in the test day that we did a little while ago.
The thing on the limit is just amazing. Like those videos I used to watch of the 60s cars just beautifully drifting through the corner.
So I'm just going to do my thing, really, and then are you excited about jumping in?
I'm very excited. As you saw on the test day, had a fantastic time in your Mustang. Now in collection, ready to go on the track. I've always got the butterflies.
Butterflies go. You see what we do? We see what we do at test. So this is practice and slip. Best lap has traffic.
The racing's really good in this. kind of sad they didn't walk us through the field to show some of these cars, man. They're unbelievable.
Nice, we were going to be losing a bit of time to this. Such was.
There's a some of the cars are really, really impressive, like that right there. I think that's a Sunbeam. And then there's a Galaxy in here. I think it's 64 Galaxy. That's something pretty, that green one. I don't know what that is.
On the opening lap, Scott found himself a bit shocked by the aggressiveness of historic touring car racing, but he soon settled and started to move back through the pack.
I wish they walked us through instead of yapping these bumps to show us all the cars in here. It was pretty tripped out, man. Austin Healy in there. I think there was even a Rambler. Well, good afternoon, good evening. Come on in, say hello to your friends. Maybe it's that new guy we had today, Leslie. Gets in a tussle with a feeling. Yeah, a lot of cool cars there, including a couple of Opals. Seems strange. What seems strange? There it is, this fair lane.
With that brave stuff alongside the Falcon, Scott put himself in second position,
Text
about as
growing
far
on
as he
me.
could go in the circumstances, with the light blue green
Well, I guess I ran
Mustang
someone off.
having made good its escape after a lightning start. It was a question now of if he could make up enough time for our slightly slow driver change when he brought the car in to me at mid-distance.
Seems strange.
20 minutes in, and it was driver change
A little
time.
bump.
Our neatly choreographed routine going almost to plan. Some still beat us by 15 seconds in the pit lane. How on earth did they do that?
This May, Renewal by Anderson wants to give you a huge win. You can have our
Having been held up at the end of the pit lane, I'm passed on the inside by the Riddell and Ingram Mustang, with Tom Ingram now aboard, which, as you can see, delights me.
Well, I thought, because these are old historic touring cars, I thought it was going to be like gentlemanly driving. It was like a full British touring car race. Incredible fun, but pretty aggressive out there. Once things had settled down after a couple of laps, managed to pick my way forwards, got to second, went a whole lot quicker than I did in qualifying, so I was pretty happy with the performance. And then it's all about just getting in a nice flow and trying to keep the car together so that when Alex gets into it, it's not completely destroyed in terms of the brakes and the gearbox and the tyres. So I think I did a reasonable job with that. And yeah, now we just had to...
Now, why did that guy do that? Just to be on TV? Let's watch this.
So
no car came
I
by.
did a reasonable job with that. And yeah, now we just had to watch Alex and head to the front.
First, the yellow flag created an opportunity, but now it's going to create a safety car, which in turn will create a problem for me and good old Tom. Firstly, Guy Smith, up ahead in his Cortina, is yet to pit, meaning he can get in and out while the field are going at a slower speed, leaving him ahead of us on the road when we get back to green. The bigger issue, though, is that the Spears and Greenswell Mustang have got in and out, beating the safety car, and have taken a full lap on the rest of the field, around a minute by the time we get going again. That means all our best efforts are going to be for second place at maximum, because catching that Mustang will be almost impossible.
3 thumbs up. Wow. This gets crazy. This gets really crazy. Remember, they ain't got no road tire. I mean, no rain tire specific. I don't think they're running slicks. They are running road tires. But it's still pretty wild. Notice there ain't no gold bar in here. At least I didn't see any. Ooh, there goes that fair lane. I think it's a fair lane.
That Falcon was making my life tricky, but passing it has promoted me to 4th. Every position I can take on the road now is one more step on the podium.
If you can hear people talking but can't understand them, watch this. I'm your cochlea, and it's my job to let you hear. Well, I...
Spinny, spinny, spinny.
Having lost out to Ingram, I now sit 4th. But on the horizon, I can see Lucky Dog under the safety car, Guy Smith's Cortina. That Cortina has much less power than me, but with conditions wet on the road, it's far more manoeuvrable. We've managed to catch Guy a couple of seconds over the last few laps, but this is it. I've got to get the move done if I want to hand a trophy to Scott at the end of the day.
Seems strange. Sure does.
So close, but yet so far. I couldn't quite challenge Ingram for the second step of the podium, but it's a great result for the Brustang, and driver 61 will be taking home another piece of silverware for his mantelpiece.
So Alex just went
So
through
this
some
is Nigel
incredibly
Manson's
difficult
son,
conditions.
if you
Then
knew
it
Nigel.
rained just as he got in the car,
He's
so
a
the
great
group was
race
fading
driver.
away. He had an epic battle with Tom Ingram and Guy Smith. Finally caught Guy up in the corner and overtook him on the last lap, just into the last corner there. Incredible drive by Alex. Ended at P3.
I just wish they had showed the cars, you know, when they were all lined up, take a little time and walk through them.
That was awesome. That was so much fun.
It might have something to do with
Brilliant job, mate.
copyright.
Well done. Did you enjoy it? I absolutely loved it. You know what? It's a lot more aggressive than I thought it was going to be.
It's proper, isn't it?
It's like British touring cars.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
They do this down Sebring, Florida.
It's proper
My
racing,
old time buddy,
just in
he's
old cars.
long
What was it like
gone.
when it started raining?
He used to
Oh
race
my god! Like there were a
classic
couple of laps
cars
where
down
we
there.
started to we were getting our bearings, and then I'm like, right, windscreen wipers, lights, the whole thing, right? And I got the wipers on. I'm like, leaving it now, but like every line changes, all the traffic's suddenly lost.
Yeah.
And then of course all the little ones are so fast.
Honestly, it was a bit chaotic at the beginning. I wasn't anticipating.
You thought you'd entered a historic race,
Yeah.
not a historic
Where
touring car.
are all the gentlemen?
Yeah. They whiz by the wing mirrors.
Yeah. So we had a bit of
Jostle.
It was a bit busy. Then things settled down, and I actually found my bearings.
Yeah.
Settled down.
Then you
got into
started
a nice
moving.
flow,
You started moving through. Yeah.
Picked them off, moved forwards, and it was all right. Yeah. Thank you for having me, mate.
Thank
really
you so
appreciate
much
it.
for doing
Thank
such
you.
a great
It was
job.
good fun.
So it ended wet, but it ended well. Thank you to driver 61, Scott Mansell, for doing such a great job.
I don't think he
in
could
our
actually
Mustang.
show you the other
If you
cars,
love
of
historic
course.
racing, or you've
I
just
think they would have
found
got some
love
bullshit.
historic racing, please don't
Anyways, I
follow us.
subbed to this
Run the
guy,
race
so we might see
on
more of
Instagram,
his
or me here on YouTube at Alex.
classic car racing, including GT, Le Mans series. What time is it? Oh, we got a few minutes. You do? I got his. I got that guy's channel. Let's see if I can go get it for you right now. Boy, this machine working strange. No way to go. There it goes. I'll go get you his. I mean, Scott's pretty cool, man. He gets involved with some shit that most of us will never get to do. You know, his dad being who he is. He went into the Ferrari museum last week, I think it was. And they gave him unbelievable access. Where'd it go? Everything's going to be a project. Alex Brundell, which I think that's Brundell's kid. I forgot Brundell's. It might have been Alex Brundell back in the old Formula One days, but that's his kid. It's gotta be kind of cool, man. Oh, no kidding. Yeah, a lot of it got to be kind of cool growing up in that atmosphere. And you know, you grow up racing these guys, then you retire and you have kids and they're racing. All right, so this is Brundell's. We'll go get. Scott has some really cool videos, man. I mean, some of this shit is impressive. So they were watching the Williams being fired up like a 90s, somewhere in the 90s. And the procedure to start the thing, it was like, are you shitting me? So they have a special heater, and the engine block's got to come up to, I think they said 190 degrees, or they can't fire it up because the pistons will rub on the cylinder walls. And that's Scott's channel. A lot of good technical information. Yeah. It's all right, you know. I'll be honest with you. He had a tough year and a half. And you know, it's, I think, a blessing in a way. If you want to call, if you believe in blessing, you know, like, fuck me, man. Once you get to that stage. Anyway, he's sorely be missed. We'll get on here tonight, and Bill will notify the rest of them. I got a call from Russ. Russ ain't doing good either. What?
They asked us not to do it during the negotiation.
Are you considering maybe going back to that now that gas prices are more than $4?
Well, no, gas prices have come down today. Have you looked?
Look how nasty he gets.
Today. The gas prices, you know what's happened today? Gas prices are way down, and the stock market is way up today. So gas prices have come down, and I saw today that they broke negatively. In other words, to our positive position, they broke our way very substantially. And when the war is over, gas will fall down at levels that you've never seen before. You'll be down to where you were, maybe even lower. We had it down to, I was in Iowa, and we were at 85. We were about 85. Can you just say that? We broke it. We broke it. We had numbers that nobody's seen in a long time. So you had $2 a gallon. We were down, I think we were $1.85, $1.90 in Iowa and a lot of other places. Outside of California, where California charges such a high tax on the gasoline, when you take that tax off, but California has a tremendous...
I got a tick crawling around me. I can't find the son of a bitch. Gonna make me want to get in the shower here. So gas prices are coming down. You people out there just bitching about nothing. It's such a skeeve, and he bit me. He started digging in. That's how I felt him. But by the time I got my pants down, he was gone. You gotta either catch them when they're running, or you gotta catch them when they're dug in. I'll play this. We'll go out with this. We haven't played this gal in a long time. She's got some funky recipes. I'm hungry.
This looks perfect. This dump cake is even easier than the last one I showed you. And pie filling was buy one, get one at the store this week. So that felt like a win. Spread that out.
Yeah,
nice
it's 90% sugar.
Doing yellow cake mix for this one. Smells so good. Okay. Now, clean, dry hands. Press that so that the cake mix makes really good contact with the pie filling. And it makes this a really level surface for the butter to go on top. Pour this over also like as evenly as you can, and that'll make your job a little easier on the back end. You can use the back of a spoon to spread it out a little bit. The hard part is always waiting for it to cool. Smells so good. And the non-negotiable scoop of ice cream. Nothing beats a 3-ingredient dessert. I guess 4 if you include the ice cream, which I did say was a non-negotiable. All that I've eaten is cake today. I'm not mad about it.
What? I think we're going to hear a lot more of this.
Look, this is an IQ test, and it may just be a memory test. Do you remember monkeypox? Do you remember bird flu? Do you remember every time they've tried to bring back the COVID lockdowns? We don't need to go back to that. That was a complete failure, the whole response to COVID, and don't let them bring it back. This is an IQ test at this point.
The hantavirus is a big deal right now. And so now here's Dr. Robert Malone, who was, no matter what the Atlantic magazine says, he was the inventor of the mRNA platform. He was the first one to do that. And of course, he didn't invent the COVID vaccine, but he invented the platform that it was built on. And he's got patents on many vaccines, and he's one of the leading people in that field. And so here's what he tweeted out yesterday. He said, your odds of being struck by lightning are more than 7 times greater than getting hantavirus in the USA. About 250 people get struck by lightning each year. There are about 35 cases per year of hantavirus he meant to say USA. In the USA, 35 cases a year in the USA with about 12 deaths per year on average. Obviously, hantavirus shouldn't be a big concern for the vast majority of Americans. But I turned on CNN, and here's what CNN is saying.
And what a quarantine might really mean in context of the long incubation period. And we have a question from one of our viewers. They ask, it's said that it can take 8 weeks to become symptomatic. The passengers shouldn't be allowed into the
I'm not arguing with that, but I was in that cave and I knew it was bad, and we just hung out, and 4 days. 4 days. If I remember right, I could call my buddy, see if he remembered. 4 days. I mean, completely done. Completely. And really, I think it was worse than a rattlesnake bite. Still, this Lyme, though.
Is that a fair way to look at this? I mean, how long do you think people should be quarantined who are either on that ship or in contact with someone who is there?
Yeah, I mean, this is the
Oh,
big
on the
challenge with
ship's
this
a
virus,
different
long
story.
incubation period, and now we have people scattered really around the globe that are being properly tracked, isolated, quarantined, and get it under control. But what they did was they quarantined and isolated people for 40 days because of the long incubation period. So unfortunately, this is a key factor in us trying to figure out how do we keep people safe? How do we prevent further spread? I mean, what we're all tracking right now is that potential secondary spread. And then how do we minimize those who are infected from infecting others?
So there is, again, CNN being completely alarmist about another pandemic and wanting people to be quarantined and trying to scare the hell out of everybody at the behest of certainly Big Pharma, which pays 70%
Take my
of
dog
their
out.
bills.
Don't pat her.
What's your reaction to this
Let me do a peep
hantavirus
and poo.
pandemonium?
And then
Look, this is an IQ test.
when
And
you
it may
get
just
done
be a
off the
memory
track,
test.
if
Do
you
you
want to
remember
bring it back out,
monkeypox? Do you remember
I couldn't
bird
do
flu?
nothing.
Do you remember every time they've tried to bring back the COVID lockdowns? The laptop class longs for the days when they could just sit at home and order their crap on Amazon and get their groceries delivered, never go out and see anybody and collect a paycheck, and have it their way. And look, we don't need to go back to that. That was a complete failure, the whole response to COVID, and don't let them bring it back. This is an IQ test at this point.
Even so the WHO
You think it's going to work out to be something like that?
So one of the good things they did was they pulled this Trump administration. They pulled us out of the WHO. I mean, in my estimation, that was a good thing. And here is the World Health Organization is now openly saying that the hantavirus outbreak proves why the world needs centralized global health control. Let's listen to just a few seconds of this.
How does that translate in a global solidarity? I will let time to tell, but we really need this incident, this outbreak has seen why the world needs a global entity that coordinates it.
We'll see where this is going to go in the next.
So what he said was this outbreak
few
of
months.
hantavirus, which again, as Dr. Robert Malone says,
I gotta take a shower.
being hit by lightning than catching this.
Walking in your fucking
WHO
backyard, you're going to do shit like this.
That we need
I tell you, it is really fucked up. I got tincture, so I'm gonna be taking tincture. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I'm gonna jump in right now. It's moving pretty fast too. It only took me a few seconds to get them pants down, and it was already on the run. Yeah.
Everything is so expensive.
I try to make everything good, you know. When you're dealing with, you know, civilization that don't know how to be good to one another, just like the cup says. Oh, we may have his video tomorrow. Let's be good to one another. You know what I mean? Don't be a ragged terrorist. We'll see you in the morning, Leslie. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night.